This was an extremely action-packed, fun-filled, fact-filled episode that shed some light on a couple of the bigger mysteries in Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter Episode 76, Reunion and Understanding.
What an awesome way to kick off this arc, boy, I tell you. Well, hello, my brothers and sisters of the Nerd Nation. I, as always, am Jim, here to bring you another review on the awesome and intricately woven, action-filled, snap-your-mama-good tale of Hunter x Hunter. Our last episode, of course, saw us closing out the Greed Island arc, and really at the end of it, you had Gon and of course, Killua escaping or leaving the game and being able to take a few of the cards with them. One of the cards that they wound up taking, ultimately the one that they wind up using is the Accompany card because of an anagram from the first player that it says that Gon ever met in there, which was spelled N-I-G-G. Nig, he was thinking was an anagram for his father, Ging. So anyway, the end of the episode was them, using that Accompany card, and at the end of it, just sort of warping to this, I don't know, kind of gloomy-looking area and seeing this character, a silhouette of him, fishing, and, with the hat on and everything, and appearing from a distance, anyway, to possibly be none other than Gon's missing deadbeat dad, Ging! That's how the episode wound up leaving off, and that's right where things pick up over here, and the shit hits the fan very, very quickly. It escalates quickly, and it just keeps on going. So we're going to try to hit the high points, and hopefully we don't miss anything, and if we do, fuck it, I don't care, we're not turning back, nobody's stopping to pee, we're on the trip, kids, we're going now, let's do it! Anyway, I get a lot of energy, obviously, very, very exciting. The figure that they wind up seeing as he stands up and turns and looks at them, Gon immediately knows is not Ging. You can tell that it's just not. The look to him is just not. He has this long, straight, wispy white hair. Just an entirely different facial composure and makeup than his father Ging, at least from what he remembers, what he's seen, what he's heard. Anyway, this dude gets up and immediately comes at them and nails both of them, and then goes and pulls out whatever his Nen ability is, I'm assuming, and it's this cool, crazy, psychotic clown slot machine thing. This thing hits up from 1 to 9, and we don't know what weapon's gonna pop out, but it winds up hitting a 4, and all of a sudden this cool-ass looking, like, revolver thing comes out, and he's like, this dude just starts taking pot shots at him. Killua jumps in, throws Gon out of the way, Luckily, nobody takes any damage. At the end of all of it, they wind up seeing the split body of an ant fly across, and what the hell is that, right? The dude explains that, though, that's a Chimera ant, right? And it's a Class 1 quarantine beast and this and that, blah, 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 which I don't really know what that means right now, but I'm assuming it means that everybody in power takes him fucking seriously. Anyway, this thing's split in half. And they're like, and he's like, you were standing in front of a nest of them. Had I not intervened, you would have died, right? I'm like, what the hell? Thing winds up going, and as Killua gets close, he's like, come here, ant. What? This thing goes in half of body, latches onto his leg, and this dude winds up having to pull it off, kill it. This guy winds up introducing himself. He's not Ging. He's not Ging. No, he knows Ging, right? This dude, though, and Gon winds up getting this little flashback and remembering him. This dude is Kite, right? A buddy of Ging, a guy that he came up with, that trained him, that was his mentor and everything, right? And we wind up finding out that they have a history together because Kite winds up telling him his whole backstory, right? His whole backstory, he was this little poor sea urchin or whatever type of kid on the streets. I don't know why I said sea urchin, but little kid on the streets, kind of like an Aladdin and Alibaba type of tale, he's just, he's stealing bread just to survive and stuff. Anyway, he goes back to his hideout one day. He has friends and enlists the help of all the animals, the dogs and foxes and shit in the city or whatever. Goes back to his hideout in the sewers, comes upon Ging is the bottom line, right? And anyway, they wind up talking and this and that. He does wind up asking Ging to train him, and Ging says, to obviously become a hunter and everything else, and Ging says, none other than, catch me if you can, right? Same shit he said to his son, so apparently Ging is a little bit messed up in the head, and, just likes playing an endless game of life tag. I don't know why. It is what it is, though, right? So we get all this backdrop, backstory, and information, and which I thought was pretty cool. And then we find out that the reason that the anagram or whatever and everything else, number one, Kite remembers vaguely being brought into some kind of game by Ging. So that was obviously Greed Island, right? But on his quest to go and find Ging, he happened upon Whale Island, came to where Ging was raised, or where he grew up, or where his son was, and unbeknownst to him, wound up actually helping and saving Gon as a small child from this fox bear, right? Wound up, you know, killing the thing and whatnot. So he had actually met him, but didn't know at the time that it was his son. Anyway, the bottom line is that as messed up as Ging is as a parent, the dude is really, really good at laying out clues and pulling like a really cool, like just, you know, like Easter egg hunt, because that's what he's done. He set everything up from the beginning. He knew that Gon would go and complete the game. He knew that he would finish it. As a matter of fact, they show this little flashback of him actually talking to the chick that initiates you when you come into the game and tells you all the rules and everything. And he says, listen, if he winds up taking a card out and he winds up having the, what the hell is the one called? I forget the name of it now for the life of me. Oh, God. Not the one that they use, the accompany card, but the other one where it will just take you directly to somebody. He goes, if he uses that card, bring him to me, but set it up to where if he uses the accompany card, because then you'd be able to bring somebody with you, that it takes him to Kite. And she's like, why would you want to do that, you know? And he goes, because if he has friends, it means he's weak or something like that, you know? And then she's like, it's just because you're antisocial and don't like new people. And he's like, shut up, you know? So this guy's apparently, he's got some major, major issues. But listen, I'm not going to get into that. He can talk to his therapist about that, right? Alls I know is that the shit is hitting the fan over here, and we get all this background and exposition about Kite and how he came up with Ging. And at the end of the whole story, he says, do you want me to tell you where your father is? Excuse me. And Gon looks at him dead in the eye and says, no, I'll find him myself. And I'm thinking, man, you could have got a clue to it, but I also understand Gon and his way of thinking. Gon's way of thinking is Gon's like, I'll find him. I'll come upon him myself. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Everything up to now has been laid out and kind of carefully planned and plotted for me. He thinks even the meeting between him and Killua and, of course, Kite, which we know in a way it has. It's all been contrived and set up. So very, very cool stuff. We see this glimmer and this glimpse of the Chimera Ants 2 times during the course of the episode, once before the halfway break and once at the end. We are taken to some kind of cave somewhere else. I don't know where it is, right? And we see this giant ant, right, that's eating fish and is immobile, can't move. And at the end, winds up actually speaking and saying, I can't move, but I need to regain my strength. I need to give birth to the king, right? And I'm thinking, what are you talking about, Elvis? And then I'm like, no, hold on a second. The king, no, the king is dead. The Chimera Ant King is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this has obviously got to be the queen that is going to birth it. And she's real creepy looking too, man. Look like the alien from Aliens, you know? Absolutely awesome, man. I am stoked for this, and what a great way to start off this new arc, this new segment. A really cool episode that had a little bit of action, some story, some backdrop, some new characters, but it wasn't overwhelming either. We were able to go and take it all piece by piece. They didn't just go and throw you into this world, throw you into this area, and then hit you with 20 new people or 10 new people. It was very, very well done, I think. So awesome, awesome stuff. My episode question for you, because that's how things end off, was obviously we just kind of showing that Ant Queen. I'm assuming is the queen going to give birth to this king once she regains her strength. But my episode question for you, brothers and sisters, is what are your thoughts on Kite? And then, of course, on Ging and just sort of his very, very clever web that he has weaved over here in this puzzle that he's put together for obviously, even for Kite when he was following, trying to find him or whatever. It just seems like he's a very clever manipulating type person. I tried to say 2 words at once and it just did not come out right. My brain was like fucking, my soul was like, you're gonna say this, and my mouth was like, no, you're gonna say this. And at the end of the day, it wound up nothing came out as a complete clusterfuck. So, X-nay on that. We don't edit. One take, that's all. This is good stuff right here. So that's how things end off. And that, of course, is my question, chapter question. Feel free to leave your comment or your answer to that question in the comments down below. And then feel free to hit the thumbs up, the like button if you should think that I deserve it. And subscribe if you haven't done so already. We look forward to catching all of you in the next one. Nation! As always, thank you for watching and joining me on this journey.